I explained that beforehand. I don't want to get stream sniped IRL. But yeah, so let's go get into this workout nonetheless. I already took some huge supplements. I'm not doing stim today. I did Red Bull, and then I'm taking the pump serum only because I'm going to have Starbucks later, so I don't want too much caffeine. So yeah, let's get into it.
What code do you use?
Alex. I use my own code on it. Strawberry mojito?
Strawberry mojito.
Valid. How I'm doing the program, basically I was doing 160. I got 14, so obviously that's too many reps, so I'm going up to 180. I only got 9, a little dirty, like a dirtier 9. So I'm going to keep my weight at 180. So I'll write that down on my program that I did 180 for 9. And then this set I'm going to go to failure again, track that weight down, staying at 180 the whole time. This will be like my progressive overload weight for this movement specifically. Pull downs develop that like cobra shape from the front, you know what I mean, when I do this shit?
Yeah.
So the way I'm doing it differently, this attachment's fire, right? What I'm doing is like, instead of holding it like this, I'm wrapping my arm around it, my wrist. You see what I'm saying? So instead of like this, I'm like this. Pay attention carefully, see? Like this. And I lock it until I feel tension in my lats, and I'm going straight down, and I'm holding it there. See, I'm not even like grabbing it. Yeah, we're a little watery, a little fluffy. I'm gonna start cutting down the calories here soon, if coach says so. I gotta stay on my diet for like 4 days so we have a baseline before the cut. And then I'm gonna get absolutely shredded. Probably the most shredded I've ever been in my entire life, so it's cool to take you guys along with me on this prep series for that. Gonna compete nationally, and hopefully we take the dub. If we don't, I'm gonna be super down bad. I'm gonna want to hop on gear, even though I'm not, because I'm not hopping on because of you guys. I see too many people hopping on gear, and it's just so annoying, bro. I'll talk about that later in the video, but anyways, we're done. Gonna go get something to eat. Starbucks as well. I didn't have Stim pre-workout just so I can have Starbucks, so let's go get it. The best.
Damn, without a shout out, I'm almost at 100 likes on that picture.
So the thing about this drink, depending on the Starbucks you go to, it can be ass or it can be pretty good. This one's like solid. This is a good Starbucks. This is like a 10. This is like a 9 to 10.
It's like not packed at all.
Yeah, this is fire. This has been my go-to drink, the salted caramel cold foam cold brew. Usually I'll do this or a vanilla sweet cream cold brew, or the pumpkin cold brew is even better. Now that I'm cutting soon, I'll have to be doing like an iced Americano or a black cold brew. I won't be able to drink my calories as much.
Yeah.
All right, so this is...
I'm Kennard.
All right, so if you guys haven't seen my pinned video on my YouTube channel, I talk a lot about my life story, my journey with like anxiety, depression, stuff like that, and a lot of you guys related to it. A lot of you guys liked it. So I figured now I've grown a lot on the YouTube channel since then. So I figured I'd do a little bit of a recap, or not even much of a recap, just talk mainly specifically about the whole aspect of anxiety and depression, especially in this modern day world where people are more glorified to be like tough or to be like like alpha, whatever you want to call it. So I figured like a recap of it and explain how I got through it, because it could help somebody. You know what I mean? By being vulnerable and open with you guys, it can affect at least one person's life, then it was worth it. So, long story short, where it started is I was the only child, first off, so I had no one really to kind of like talk to and relate to growing up. And my parents went through like a really, really bad divorce, which led to like me having issues with I don't know how to explain it. I just had issues where I had to rely on a lot of people. I had abandonment issues really bad and stuff like that.
You have certain like figures in your life that you like needed at the time or something like that.
Yeah, and obviously like when the parents were going through like the bad divorce, it was harder for them to be like there for me all the time, because obviously they were like struggling with other stuff more. Obviously that's like a big ass event to go through that they're going through. So that I'm saying a lot.
I'm sure a lot of people have been through that certain type of situation too, with parents or whoever your guardian's having problems or issues or something. And it just comes onto you like naturally. That's just how it is. You're younger. I mean, stuff like that just naturally will affect you when you're trying to grow up and you rely on certain people in your life to be there. And when they're not, it's really can like mess you up.
Yeah, I know a lot of people when they go through like they see their parents going through divorces, they'll maybe cling to like an older sibling. So I didn't have any of that. You know what I mean? Do you ever see that?
Yeah,
see a lot of people like and they'll cling to them and they'll have to take care of them almost. Like the older sibling. For me, I didn't have that, so I was very introverted. Middle school sucked for me. I would just lock myself in my room, play video games. I did not like where I was in life at all. I just kind of drowned it out with like video games. I wasn't religious yet at all, by the way. I got into high school, super introverted. I got along with everybody. Got into lifting when I was 16, 10th grade. This girl I was talking to, she passed away. Got me bad anger issues, so I went to the gym. Senior year, I used to make voice messages talking about my depression. That's when I started doing the voice messages and stuff. And I got really like lonely, like stupid lonely. And like I always felt different from everybody, like really, really different. And first year of college got even worse, community college. Right after I graduated going into college, I lost 20 pounds over the course of 2 months, I think. Unnecessary. Like I didn't try to lose weight. It was because of my anxiety being so bad.
I want to talk about that real quick, like with just like the weight thing. Like some people lose it and some people gain. I had the same thing happen in college where I had major anxiety and depression problems that I won't like necessarily get into because I'm not too comfortable sharing it. But some people lose hella weight. Some people like
gain hella.
I gained hella. Food became my crutch, my like only sense of enjoyment. Like when you eat good ass food and when you're like that, it like hits. That's why like ice cream after a breakup is that like stereotype, or that's like the go-to. It was like that for me. Mine were like chicken nuggets, dude. And I like I smacked them and played Warzone and became a god. So check out the Twitch.
Yeah, facts. But for me, like I developed a fear of I have a very strong mind to stomach connection, so I developed a fear. I already had IBS all throughout high school because of my anxiety. So after I got really sick when I graduated, and basically every time I went to eat food, I convinced myself I was gonna get sick, and I would either throw up or I would like dry heave. I was put on these Prilosec, and like maybe my stomach stopped producing stomach acid as much or something. And there's a bunch of dumb stuff. It's crazy that the doctors tried to diagnose it by just giving me a short-term solution, by giving me, like, rather than diagnosing the actual problem, which a lot of it was coming from my anxiety and just my derealization. A lot of people want me to talk about this. I've seen in my DMs. Derealization is the scariest thing you could actually, like, go through in life. And, like, you won't understand it unless you've experienced it.
Explain that.
Imagine having a nightmare IRL 24/7 and, like, you literally can't escape it. It's like feeling like you're not present, like you're in an out-of-body experience, and you think everything around you is like fake. It's almost like
that sounds
like I've never done acid or anything before, but I swear I feel like it'd be like a bad trip, but having it naturally.
Almost like if people know what I would feel like a lucid dream.
Yeah.
But it's not whatever you want to do. It's whatever all bad happens.
Yeah, I remember times where I'd be laying down watching a movie at nighttime, and it would hit me. My brain would just think of it. I would think about it, and then it would spiral bad. Out of nowhere, I'm having a panic attack, calling the police to have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Like, it was so bad. I couldn't leave my house. Like, going farther than 20 minutes, I'd be scared that I was going to have to pull over and dry heave or get sick. Basically, it crippled me.
Sure.
And people don't understand how bad anxiety is. Like, oh, it's just your mind. Like, you can fix it. It's not like that.
And not a lot of people share it, so it's also, you don't really see people sharing it like he can.
Yeah.
Where, like, people, like, when no one explains it enough, that means people think they're even more not normal.
Yeah.
When how normal it actually is, but people get even anxiety about even talking about it. It just makes it so much worse. So it's just like,
yeah, I feel like so much more people go through this stuff than you think.
But
people
no one talks about it like this. No one can.
Yeah.
He's talking to however many people watch this video, and some of you can hopefully like relate and use this and be like, it's more normal than you think, and you can talk about it.
Yeah.
Find someone, seriously. Like it's
join the Discord.
Join our Discord.
Join the Discord.
There'll be link in the bio for it, but seriously, you just find someone. It doesn't even matter if you talk about a little bit, and maybe that'll blossom into something more and more, but talking about it is huge. If it takes your mind off or like puts you in a better place after for even 15 minutes,
yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it. And you never know what type of person is going to give you the best advice you might ever hear, and run with it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So the way I would say, if you're struggling with that, like crippling anxiety and derealization, a lot of that comes off with the crippling anxiety or depression. I was in like a deep depression as well. I wanted to off myself. I've talked about that before. And I would make recordings about it because it got so bad. It was like I hated living like that so much that I was like, yo, I don't even want to live anymore. And it was so crippling. I couldn't even go to like restaurants with my dad. It was like because I'd be
out of
afraid.
place with people you felt most comfortable with.
I get jealous and I get upset seeing people enjoy life. Like it was simple things like that, and I'd get upset at them because I'd be like, yo, like it must be nice to like live normal, to be a normal human being.
But then again, you might you could see those people.
But they're probably still struggling.
But they could still be struggling with something.
That's how I was.
Like you could probably look at I could be putting us no one could have any clue if I'm feeling a certain type of way or whatever, and like people put on a show. That's how we're like no one wants no one wants to look.
We do that. We don't want to look weak.
Yeah. No one wants to look weak.
That's what you got to learn not to get over. My dad had no idea I was having suicidal thoughts and stuff. But that's the issue. Today's society, everybody, especially all men, is we're pushed to try to be alpha,
on a show,
to be tough, show no emotions of weakness, to show strength at all times, which is toxic as hell because you hold it all in, bro.
Toxic.
And then people end up offing themselves because they can't handle it.
They can't handle it. Yeah.
So that's why I try to be vulnerable with you guys and let you guys know, so that because the platform that I have, seeing people who look up to me Alex Eubank, look up to me for fitness content, and they hear me talking about this and they're struggling with it too, gives them hope. You know what I mean? Gives them hope that they can get through it too.
There's one thing that I used to do if I had no one to talk to, and a lot of people get this type of feeling at night when there's seriously no one to talk to when you're at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., you're in the depths of the night where you're like shit, I'm in a super bad place. Sit up and talk to, if you have no one to talk to, there's been plenty of times where I've recorded myself and talked to myself looking in the camera, and then you just delete it after. You just need to get, if you need to get something off your chest, I don't know if this is for everybody.
I used to voice record stuff.
You could voice record something, you could record yourself, you could go ahead, put your phone down or something, just record it, and then just look at it like after, and you're like, damn, I just talked about it. Okay, I'm gonna delete it now. Just like you just try and take that and be like, I'm gonna push this aside for right now. It may come back or not, but for some people, it may make you feel better. For me, it did personally a little bit, and I could like maybe try and fall asleep with ease. But I mean, you can try it out, but I don't know if that's for everyone. But I hope it works. Seriously.
Yeah, and for me, what would really help me short term would be like ice water therapy. If I started feeling it coming on, I'd duck my head and like just sort of snap me back into reality. I heard salt on your tongue can help, but really what cleansed me and healed me, everything like I always explain, was my faith, was like God, was like Jesus Christ saved my life. And I always explain that in like a lot of my videos, because that's really what it came down to. And like that's a broad answer to kind of how to fix it. Obviously, that's a journey in itself, is getting saved by like Christ and stuff like that. But for me, it was like, I remember it was really bad. I started getting closer like with worship music. I would sing it, play it on my guitar. I would pray a little bit, pray on my knees, like crying, asking God almost for like help or like for what I thought I needed or wanted. And I'd sing those songs of worship. I'll put my worship playlist in the description as well. And I'd sing the lyrics, and it was exactly what I wanted to say, but I didn't know how to say it to God. And I would cry while doing it. And I remember I got saved January 5th, 2020. That's what like the tattoo is. And then that's the year I started doing the social media stuff. I went from being the most introverted person, not being able to do anything, to where I am now. Literally, what, 2 years? 2 years now? Later.
Yeah, roughly,
2 years later now. Doing all the stuff you see on my social media. Traveling to LA monthly, traveling. I'm in PA right now.
For 6 days.
Yeah, and like just meeting all these people and all these people looking up to me. And I went from a person having no worth, wanting to off myself, to being a person where now I get messages from some kids saying I saved their life. Even a person the other day, Power Build.
You
Like,
got
that was
people
crazy.
walking in the Power Build. We're there for not even 5-10 minutes. You got someone saying that he saved their life.
Yeah. Crazy. So
that's insane.
That's also I believe that God, everything happens for a reason. I think God works through people for His will, And I couldn't, going through those bad times in my life, I couldn't see that. I was like, why is God making me go through these bad things? I felt like I was always a good kid growing up, even though I had a bad upbringing. I was like, why did God put me through this? So why am I going through this? I don't deserve this at all. Yet now looking back at it, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, that makes sense. And I would go through it again if I had to, because I know it made me the person I am today, and to put me on the platform that I have today to speak on it today, to save somebody that might be going through the same thing right now, which could be you, right? That's what I'm saying. It hits so deep when you look at it like that. And I swear I already know this video, obviously when I do stuff like this, I know it's going to at least impact one person. Probably a multitude of people.
And that's the goal.
But yeah,
at least.
But that's
one
crazy.
person.
Like when I wanted to cry when I get a kid who says I saved their life, bro. That's like OD. Because coming from where I came from, where I was gonna take mine, and now being able to save someone's through what I went through is like OD.
Yeah,
it's deep.
Crazy.
I remember when I realized that when I started getting these messages I put on my wall in my basement, bro. I was like, it was like November of the year I did it, 2020. I remember I just started crying, bro, at my table, like seeing these messages because it was so deep. You know what I mean? But I feel like again, being vulnerable with everybody's key to like developing that relationship.
You know what it's like? It's like people say like it's like so like corny now, I guess, because it's like so many people say it. But the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's like you were like the light for someone that like saved, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you were there, and it was like a figure like that was, and it was surrounded by all darkness, and they said like that you saved their life by what you're just like recording like your own life and shit.
Yeah, and also like
that's
one thing I like to point again, it's not me saving their life. I always give glory to God in every situation. It's Him working through me, and He's the one that saves you. I know a lot of people say they look up to me as like their idol, which you should not idolize me. I'm a sinner. I'm a fallen man. I am not perfect. I'm completely imperfect, and I'm saved by someone who is perfect. So that's what I always try to push is my faith, because He's the one who works on you and does the work in you and cleanses you and heals you and fixes you and changes you in a new human, to a new creature, biblically. And I completely believe in that, 100%. I would pray to be a living sacrifice from God to be like this, and I'm a living testimony of God's grace and His love over you, right? And I try to express this in so much videos. When I start talking about it, I get very very hype about it, bro. It hypes me up because like it's so real. Energetic. And I talk about this when I start talking. It's so real because people think it's fake. People think it's some fairy tale. It is the realest thing. Like you probably look up to me for lifting or something. I'm telling you right now, as a one-on-one person, same way I'll tell you how to grow a bigger chest, bro. To fix your life and to find internal peace and love and happiness, Jesus Christ, bro, 100%. All right. I know you guys have seen like some of these videos I've done about this, but it's trust Trust, join the Bible studies or something. Learn about it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, he can save your life 100%. He can save you and heal you.
If you haven't started your journey, like personally, like, and I'm like a friend of his, and I haven't even started my own journey with that yet. Like, there's no, and we've talked about this before on like just playing video games. We're just talking like, why like hesitate? Like just why not start? Like maybe it'll change your life.
Mm-hmm.
And like I personally need to, and maybe you need to too. Like, why not? Seriously, why not let it fly?
Yeah, and if you're at like the end
it.
of your road too, and you feel like there's nothing else, why not?
Just
You
give
got
it a
nothing to
try.
lose,
It's
you
like
know what I mean?
seriously, it's. I mean,
People ask how, bro. How? For me, it was literally like being in a vulnerable position on my like knees, begging to God, like acknowledging who He is, telling Him I believe in Him, and asking Him to come into my life, to change my heart, to change. And I'm not perfect at all, bro. I still mess up. I'm nowhere near like Jesus at all. I still obviously like I've got plenty of stuff to work
I mean,
on.
there's plenty.
You know what I mean?
You know,
But
not everyone's perfect.
It's being vulnerable like that, and God will work on you. You don't know how long it's going to be till you start to change and see the improvements. But you be vulnerable with that to Him, and you ask Him to change you, to change your heart, and accept Him in your life. And I promise you, because God's promise is true, and it stays true through time. He will. You knock on the door, and He will come to you. He will be there for you. You just have to call on Him. He's not going to force you to. You just call on Him. Trust, okay? And again, too, like I want to make sure, just to put this out there, is that sometimes I want to make sure whenever I'm opening about my faith, I'm not doing it so that you guys be like, oh, look at Alex being open about his faith. Like I want to support him more because he's like that. I don't want to like have. That's not the reason why I'm trying to do it. You know what I mean? I always try to check myself, make sure I'm not doing it so that you guys look at me like a better influencer than anybody else because I'm being open about my faith. I'm not using that Christian niche to get you guys to like me more. I'm being completely honest with my own testimony to you guys. I want to make sure I'm doing that out of my own like rightful mind. I feel like I have to clarify that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on, so you guys are always up to date when I upload Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays around 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, that was a good one. I always like to talk because I say what I was like, yo, we should talk about this, and then it kind of like goes into a good
snowballs.
Yeah, and it's a good video.
Yeah, it's super. It's
a good video.
No.
So yeah, if you guys need a good group, bro, join the Discord. We do the Bible studies. If you have any questions, I'm gonna start being more active in there a lot more. I do it because I'm streaming on Twitch.
You're every day now. You're like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for sure.
What?
Like your schedule on Twitch.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100% Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if wants to add in more, then he does.
But yeah, all right. Well, love you guys. God bless you guys. Hope this helps you. Until next time.
I didn't introduce myself. They even know who I am.
Huh? So I don't think we did. I can put that in the beginning.
Okay. Just be like, yeah.
All right. So this is.
I'm Kennard.
Kennard
with an X.
Yeah. I play on Twitch a lot, and he's like the one who carries a lot. And he's the head admin.
You want to describe how we met real quick?
I forgot how we met.
First time Alex started like streaming Twitch and stuff. We were doing like custom private multiplayer lobbies.
Search and destroy, yeah.
And a bunch of people joined, like 18 people, and I join in and I'm like it's a bunch of supporters obviously, and no one else is talking, and I'm like he's just he's like a kid, he's a 21-year-old kid like I am. And it's like, why, like I'm just gonna talk. Like I want to talk to him. Like why not?
Yeah.
People get like shy and
people
stuff.
People work dumb quiet.
They were super quiet. It was like me. It was like with Sam too. Like that's
he didn't talk much back then.
He didn't talk much, but like he like started and like I'm like I just started talking to him. And granted, I'm also like I was sick of Kyle. I was clapping him like he always wanted to be on my team. So
I always won.
No, you didn't know.
No, I did. I always won with the card.
Only
back
on
then.
Rust when you were spawn trapping,
Yeah.
but. No, and then we just started playing, and I was like, we just started playing Warzone, and I always.
Head admin
you want to describe how we met real quick?
I forgot how we met.
First time Alex started like streaming Twitch and stuff. We were doing like custom private multiplayer lobbies.
Search and destroy, yeah.
And a bunch of people joined, like 18 people, and I join in, and I'm like it's a bunch of supporters obviously, and no one else is talking. And I'm like, he's just he's like a kid. He's a 21-year-old kid like I am. And it's like, why, like I'm just gonna talk. Like I want to talk to him. Like why not?
Yeah.
People get like shy and
people
stuff.
People work dumb quiet.
They were super quiet. It was like me. It was like with Sam too. Like and that's
he didn't talk much back then.
He didn't talk much, but like he like started and like I'm like I just started talking to him. And granted, I'm also like I was sick of Kyle. I was clapping him like he always wanted to be on my team. So.
I always won.
No, you did not win.
No, I did. I always won with the car back
Only on
then.
Rust when you were spawn trapping.
Yeah.
But no, and then we just started playing. And I was like, we just started playing Warzone, and I always clutch up and we win.
And Any Man gives subs.
Yeah.
Big dog.
Any man, shout out to any man.
Shout out Any Man, facts. Yeah, what's crazy too, I don't know, I always put this for, and then like this is like post credits after my outro, post credits right here. It's like I met, like you were like, I wouldn't say a fan, but you were like a supporter of mine.
I was a supporter.
And then now we're
Code Alex.
now we're hanging out.
Now we're
Same
hanging.
thing with Sam and
Sam.
Barry, bro. They literally flew out to Maryland, stayed at my mom's house with me. They were like supporters, same thing. Like they were like, I wouldn't say fans, but I guess that's how you would understand where they came from. And now we're like good ass friends now.
It goes from me supporting him and like, you know, liking all his shit, like watching his YouTube videos and everything, and like only like talking or whatever on video games or through DMs to he's staying at my house stranded in PA
Yeah, I'm sure.
for 6 days, and he's the same exact person he is online. Like he's super humble, super nice. Like it's actually crazy that like sometimes I like look at you, I'm like, bro, I was just like a couple months ago, like I was just like a supporter of his playing video games, and now like we're chilling, like having mad fun together and shit
Yeah,
like
hit
that.
the
Yeah,
funny.